the subject is a matter of scientific debate.
Now, in a break with history, the United States has allowed a controversial resolution to pass in the United Nations.
The frayed relationship between the Obama administration and one of the United States' closest allies, Israel.
The vote in the United Nations was about preserving the two-state solution.
Mr. Obama allowed the resolution to pass, an historic moment.
Israel's future is a Jewish and democratic state, living side by side in peace and security with its neighbors.
And for John Kerry to defend it, and for him not to try to stand against it and veto it, is a betrayal of our ally.
And virtually every country in the world other than Israel opposes settlements.
It's not often we see this much tension between the U.S. and Israel.
Religious leaders are responding with outrage as the world watches this unfold.
I don't think a lot of people fully understand the complexity of this. I'm going to just quickly show you this little map. All that green, those are Arab Muslim countries. You can't even see it, but there's a tiny little red dot right there. That's Israel.
Through the month of December, while Aleppo fell, while we watched Arab children being bombed to smithereens, they're sitting and helping to craft and push a resolution against the Jews. It rings of all the wrong messages of this blame for the Jewish entity.
But there is something new here. Common interests have created real possibilities for something different if Israel takes advantage of the opportunities for peace.
They brokered a deal with Iran that praised for the death of Israel. There were ballistic missile tests earlier this year that carried the Hebrew message, Israel must be wiped out. And as a nation, we're sending $1.7 billion in pallets of cash to Iran as a ransom.
The idea that we are funding terrorism, the idea that that's the great diplomatic achievement of this administration, but now to end the administration with a diplomatic assault on Israel when there hasn't been one United Nations Security Council resolution against Syria.
Now, 2016 could be a defining year for Iraq.
Taken on their greatest security challenge in recent years.
Well, the news of Syria's war continues to make headlines around the globe.
We have set for ourselves 17 ambitious goals. If we are to achieve them, this has to be an international movement, a coming together of people, a rallying around a common cause on a scale that we have never witnessed before in our history.
It is the only way to ensure Israel's future as a Jewish and democratic state, living in peace and security. Is ours the generation that gives up on the dream of a Jewish democratic state of Israel, living in peace and security?
For one reason or another, many people seem to think 2016 was an exceptionally bad year.
Yeah, it was terrible personally and publicly.
Flooding is just something they have to deal with.
It does get worse. It does get worse every year.
Now, George Washington University is no longer requiring history majors to take U.S. history. The college following the lead of 1/3 of the country's top schools.
It's a new policy, the university says, will help students keep pace with a, quote, globalizing world.
I wish I would say it's silliness or insanity, but it is now the standard.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what is being taught across not just elite universities, but universities everywhere. It's why we get Bernie Sanders on the Democrat side, because you have a bunch of kids thinking they're global citizens that don't understand their own country, they don't understand capitalism, they don't understand the Constitution, so they're seduced by these utopian ideas.
If you don't know it, you don't keep it. Yeah. That is exactly their goal. This is anti-American to take U.S. history out of history majors around the country, not just at George Washington University. I mean, we've seen around the country these campaigns to take down the American flag. We've seen these campaigns to take down the shield at Harvard because it represented slave owners who founded the school. I mean, they're erasing history because they don't want American history to thrive and to be part of our country. They're erasing it because it's anti-American.
It was truly disturbing to see a city so on the edge.
The shooter popped out of the car, shot.
We were astonished by data we obtained from inside the police department. It revealed that as killings rose, police activity fell.
Former police superintendent Gary McCarthy tells 60 Minutes the problems can't be overstated.
We're reaching a state of lawlessness.
right? That's what's happening. And crime skyrocketing, that's a huge problem.
Some people looking at the Chicago Police Department have said it's in crisis.
Crisis is a good word.
It's a story people all over the country are talking about right now. After a night of countless fights inside shopping malls across the country,
I think everybody's emotions are really high right now. So I think it's just like I said, it's the time that we live in. And I think all us innocent bystanders, just our reactions is very quick. Everybody's assuming something could happen.
A New Year's Eve celebration turns deadly in Istanbul after a terror attack inside a crowded nightclub.
Turkey's biggest cities have been hit by several attacks over the last few months. Closed-circuit TV pictures show a gunman firing in the street outside the club.
There's a mystery in the waters off Nova Scotia. There is growing concern about thousands of sea creatures washing up dead on their shores.
They have been finding dead herring on the beach for more than a month, but recently other marine life has started appearing ashore.
Then yesterday we started finding scallops on the beach. Nice big scallops, and everything's dead. We like to know what's going on.
So at least for now, the mystery continues to baffle residents and social media commentators alike.
Well, if you live on the water in eastern Baltimore County, you may be seeing something that's rather unpleasant. Thousands of dead fish are washing up on shore.
Fish are dying by the thousands.
Something is just killing them. They're washing them up. They're coming in here just like starving for oxygen and turning over and just rolling over and dying.
Chuck Adams first noticed the fish kill on Christmas Day. Deaths that so far remain a mystery.
No, it'd just be nice to find out what's going on. We're all very concerned, all of us and neighbors, everybody's been out here looking to see what's going on. We just don't know.
Parts of California and Nevada were shaken this past week by a swarm of earthquakes.
On the series of earthquakes that rocked the California-Nevada border.
Overnight earthquakes waking up the California-Nevada border. The State Geological Survey recording the strongest cluster, ranging from a magnitude 5.7 to 5.5 on the Richter scale.
A 7.6 magnitude earthquake hit the island of Chiloé, a famous tourist spot in Chile, on Christmas Day.
Magnitude 3.3 earthquake shook 5 miles from Malibu this morning. The epicenter was 13 miles from Agoura Hills, 14 miles from Thousand Oaks. In the last 10 days, there was another magnitude 3 earthquake nearby.
Airstrikes have again pounded several Syrian towns in rebel-held Idlib province and rural Aleppo.
His dash cam caught this quick flash in the night sky, a meteor falling on the horizon.
If it's an out-of-this-world New Year's celebration you're after, all you have to do is look to the cosmos. A comet is set to journey near the moon this New Year's Eve, helping us ring in 2017.
We've been down this road before, haven't we? How many people got so excited? 2011. Then 2012. Wasn't the world supposed to end in 2012 with the Mayan calendar? Remember that one? Wow. Then 2013, then 2014, then 2015, then 2016, and here we are in 2017 almost. And I'm basically saying the same thing now that I said back then. Be very careful. And that is the non-believer who just looks and goes, wow. I mean, we get lumped in with the likes of a Harold Camping. Remember that guy? I mean, you Christians are all the same. I think that we have to be intelligent. You know, God's given us an intellect. When you come to Christ, you don't assassinate your intellect, as one said. God has given us a wonderful and really phenomenal mind. The ability to reason. And I think we have to be very reasonable.
Now, one thing we do know, if Israel goes down the one-state path, it will never have true peace with the rest of the Arab world. And virtually every country in the world other than Israel opposes settlements.